ちゃえばいいすりむいた心に歌をしたんだ
Alright guys, as you know, today is Thursday, which means I'll be live on PBR today. It starts at exactly 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If Eastern Standard is not your time zone, figure out what your time zone is so that you can make it. So anyway, I've got a battle here with Mr. Clean. That's a very unique name. I have never seen that before. Then again, I've come up with some pretty bad ones myself. By bad, I mean very rude. But Mr. Clean is actually a clean name, no pun intended. So anyway, in this battle, I'm going to use my Quilava, Kingdra, and my Jirachi. Now, Quilava is a Pokemon I decided to make because someone was actually asking to see a Quilava. And, well actually, I think that was on my old account. I don't think that person is subbed to me anymore. But anyway, I decided to raise a Quilava just to see what it can do. It's got pretty decent special attack, as well as speed. They're pretty much even Steven. So he starts with a Glaceon, I start with Quilava. I was predicting the switch, however I decided just to go for the overheat. I wanted to do something, I wanted to go for the extra sensory, but that hidden power is electric, by the way. But I just didn't. I decided to go for the overheat. It was a choice of either overheat or eruption. I decided just to do overheat. So he does call back the Glaceon because he's no idiot. He would never stay in. So he goes to Kingdra. So I should have extra sensory. It wouldn't have done much damage, but it probably would have done better than overheat did. So because of the special attack drop, I have to switch out. Quilava will not survive against a Kingdra. Now I wanted to go into my Kingdra, but I was fearing a dragon type attack. So I decided to go into Jirachi. Jirachi could take anything from a Kingdra. And he ends up going for the Dragon Pulse. Now Dragon Pulse isn't going to do squat to Jirachi. It only does about a third of damage. Now this is, of course, one of those Draco Rachis. You can tell just by the Cherish Ball. I'm going to go for the Substitute, just to see whether or not I could break it, and if I outspeed it. I was actually predicting Rain Dance, and I knew Draco Meteor was not strong enough yet, so I wanted to sub up, Charge Beam a bit, and then Draco Meteor, if my sub stayed up. Now, Kingdras are known for breaking my substitute on Jirachi, considering how they're raised. Most of them are raised in attack and special attack as well as speed. Some people raise them a little in hit points with little speed because they abuse Rain Dance and Dragon Dance, which is pretty smart. But the only way I could find out was to sub up and see what happens. So he goes for another Dragon Pulse, and that was strong enough to break my sub, so that left me to believe that was max special attack, max speed. Even so, it still couldn't really outspeed my Jirachi. Without Rain Dance, Kingdras can be pretty slow. So I decided just to go for the Draco Meteor, since I know his Dragon Pulse isn't really strong enough to take out my Jirachi, and apparently he doesn't really have anything else to use. It could be Choice in some way. It could be Choice Scarf, which is very rare to see. I wouldn't say Specs, considering how much damage it's actually doing. Then again, it could be Specs. I did raise this Jirachi a bit in defense. Speaking of which, I gotta find the EV spread for my old Jirachi. I gave a Jirachi to Agharock King. I completely forgot its EV spread. But that was one heck of a Jirachi. If you had seen how well that thing performed, you would have been surprised. So I'm gonna just go for the Draco Meteor, since even with the special attack, I know that it's going to kill that Jirachi. Kill that Kingdra. So the Kingdra is gone. I've lost 4 special attacks so far. So I won't be hurting anything with this Jirachi at this point. Jirachi, I'm gonna probably just leave in as death fodder in this battle, since there's really no reason to use it anymore. Now his next Pokemon is going to be Gardevoir. Now, I can handle pretty much anything a Gardevoir tosses at me. Oh no, I did switch. Oh, that's right, I did save my Jirachi because I thought I would need it later. So I went into my Special Wall Kingdra. Now, I've never seen Kingdra raised as a Special Wall. I decided to try it since it looked like it had the decent special defense and hit points. So, I send it out, he goes for a Thunderbolt, he crits me. That crit mattered big time, because Kingdra, watch the next Thunderbolt. I'm gonna go for a Dragon Dance here, since I know that Kingdra's special defense is high enough to take it. So one Dragon Dance is up, and that's all I'm gonna actually get in this battle. He's gonna go for another Thunderbolt. Look at how much this Thunderbolt did. Hardly anything to Kingdra. So that crit mattered big time. It completely weakened my Kingdra, right to the point where a Psychic could handle, pretty much take it out. I decided to go just for the straightaway Outrage to get as much damage in as possible. I could have went for Waterfall hoping for the flinch, but my chances of actually doing that were slim. I get a crit with Outrage, but it's got a Focus Sash. That's actually the first time I've seen a sashed Gardevoir. He goes for a Psychic, and that's going to take out my Kingdra, unfortunately. So I think Kingdra would have actually been able to survive that Psychic if he didn't get that crit Thunderbolt, but crits happen. So now I'm going to go back into my Jirachi, and I'm going to Draco Meteor, no, I'm going to Charge Beam, not Draco Meteor. I figure, why go for the Draco Meteor when I can just get my special attack up instantly with a Charge Beam, and then fire off Draco Meteor at the Glaceon. Considering my Glaceon was built as a special wall, I've seen how well it can take special attacks. So, it's best to boost up as much as possible, and be ready for anything. So the Gardevoir is down after a Charge Beam. I'm back to half my life, thanks to stalling out with Jirachi. Though I won't really be able to take too much more. So he goes into Glaceon again, and at this point, it pretty much looks like I've got this battle wrapped up. I go for the Draco Meteor, and that does hardly anything to that Glaceon. It knocks it down to about a little over half. So it left me to believe that that thing had some kind of EV and special defense. Now I've only seen my EV, which runs as a special wall. Now I don't know if this Glaceon is raised the exact same way, but there's no point in saving Jirachi at this point. Just let Jirachi go. One more Draco Meteor to weaken it so that Quilava can take care of it, even though Quilava will pretty much get rid of it no matter what. So I go for a second Draco Meteor. He's gonna Shadow Ball, that's gonna take care of my Jirachi. Now all I have left is my Quilava. Now it's Focus Sashed, so even if that Glaceon does go first, unless it gets a freeze on me, it's not gonna stop my Quilava. So I'm just going to overheat. I don't know if it was faster than me, so I didn't go for the Eruption. I just went straight away for the Overheat, taking the chances of missing. I do outspeed the Glaceon. I hit it with Overheat, and that takes care of it. So that's the end of the battle, guys. I managed to take this one. So that's it, guys. I'll see you next time.